Mr. Moses, you've summoned Ms. Lightle to court to prove that you fathered her 1-year-old daughter, Lamaya. And you say Ms. Lightle denies that you're the father because you want to fight for custody. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Lightle, you claim you want this paternity dispute to be over just like your relationship. And hope once the DNA results are revealed, you won't ever have to see Mr. Moses again.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Moses, the stakes are high today.
Yes, they are high, Your Honor.
Explain.
Because myself, I'm a great father. I would love to continue being a great father, but Miss Lightle here, she make that a bit difficult at times.
No.
She gets in her feelings, she gets mad at me. I'm not the father, or
because
it's a possibility.
He's a difficult person, Your Honor. He's very difficult. He doesn't know how to communicate, Your Honor.
When we on good terms, Your Honor, come get your daughter, Your Honor.
Okay, one at a time. I want to understand this. Sometimes she says you are the father.
Yeah, when we on good terms, it's a come get your daughter.
Legally, you are the father. That's why I say that.
Yes, I signed the birth certificate.
Legally, you are.
Yes, this is my daughter. I signed the birth certificate.
Let me see that birth certificate. So wait a minute. Mr. Moses, you signed the birth certificate. You believe this is your baby?
Yes.
You Lamique, it's Lamaya.
Your Honor,
you all go together.
I named my child. She named after me.
You're on the birth certificate.
Yes.
Your Honor, I told him when I was 8 months pregnant that there was a possibility that he was not the father.
She say this all the time, Your Honor. And
I tell him after. No, it's not out of spite. This is because it's
I want to hear from her. Ms. Lightle, what did you tell him exactly?
I told him when I was 8 months pregnant, Your Honor, that there was a possibility that he could not be the father. He told me that he know he's the dad and he's gonna be there. He know he's the dad.
Before the baby was born?
Before the baby was born. So when
How did you know you were the dad before the baby was born?
That's what I want to know.
Dad. She lived with me at the time, Your Honor. She was dating her ex-boyfriend. They've been sexing for however long.
No.
Never got pregnant. As soon as she come dealing with me, she's pregnant. A month, 2 months later. How is not my baby?
How do you know it's your baby if she's been dealing with this guy the whole time, even when she was with you?
No,
she wasn't.
I only dealt with him one time when I was with him, around the time that I got pregnant, Your Honor.
So you're saying around the window of conception, you slept with another man?
My ex, yes.
But you were also with Mr. Moses?
We weren't, yeah. We weren't official, but yeah.
Okay, but you were having sex.
Yes, but she lived with me, but we did our own thing. She kind of thing.
Explain to me, what is this relationship now? She lives with you, but she does her own thing. What is this?
I broke up with you because I caught you in the bed with a female.
I kicked you out.
You didn't kick me out. I left.
Okay.
I caught you in the bed with a female and I left. You didn't kick me out. How?
Yeah, I did that.
How you kick me out? When I was helping you pay your rent. How?
Hold on. Were you all in a committed relationship?
I was committed.
No, she just told you she slept with another man.
Before we were official.
She lived with me.
I wasn't living with you when I slept with him.
She's a...
No, so you all moved in together?
Yeah.
With no commitment?
When we moved in together, there was supposed to be a commitment. I slept with my ex before we made a commitment. We were like friends with benefits at first.
So how can you expect anybody to be committed?
You let me live with you. You said you wanted a commitment.
That's a beneficial fact.
So when you found out, Miss Lightle, when you found out you were pregnant, who did you tell?
I told him. He was with me when I found out.
When she was in labor, who you called?
I called you.
Me. Who signed the birth? Who stayed there all 3 days in the hospital?
You did.
Me.
But
who the baby came home with the first day she came home?
She came home with you, but still.
What part I'm not there for?
You know.
You know what I mean? My daughter look. Right there, the birth.
And Mr. Moses, I can see this makes you emotional when you talk about it, because you love this baby.
I do. That's my daughter. That's mine. Lamaya is mine. Until these results say otherwise, that's my daughter.
And you say you were led to believe she's yours. That's what you were told?
Yeah.
Oh, she's just beautiful.
Thank you.
That's my baby. Yeah, that's my baby.
Oh, this is so cute.
I would love for her to be my daughter.
Why do you think she's saying?
I feel she has a guilty conscience within her that she has to clear up more than with me. I know this is my child. You know what I mean? I believe it's my child. I feel like that's here. She has a different feeling inside her.
And when this emotion that you feel in this moment?
Betrayed.
Betrayed from who though?
You.
You're very disrespectful to me.
You're very disrespectful.
You've made my life a living hell.
You made my life a living hell.
Okay,
Who
let's
bothered
pray.
who more,
Let's
Brittany?
pray right now to the universe and that she's not your baby.
Who
So we don't gotta deal with
bothered
each
who
other.
more?
You
Who bothered who
me.
more?
You bother me,
Who petty?
Malik.
Don't call me no Malik. You know
Lamik, whatever.
She's
not your baby.
She does numerous things to me. You know what I mean? If I'm dealing with a female, she don't like that female, I can't get my daughter because I'm gonna be at that female house.
That's a lie.
It's obvious you all have hit messy mode.
Right.
It's just messy now.
Yeah.
But in terms of the paternity, you are saying definitively, Miss Lightle, you're not the father.
True. Like when she was first born, she looked like Lamik. She doesn't look like him no more. She looks like my ex.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell.
She looked like all my ex
Strangers
kids.
see me with Maya and they
She
be like,
like
she
all
look
my
just like you.
ex-kids.
That gotta be your child.
So, okay, I need to understand this. If she looks like your ex, you really believe she's your ex, and at 8 months old, you told Mr. Moses he may not be the father.
Why not before that?
Why is Mr. Moses in the hospital? Why is he there for the birth? Why does he sign the birth certificate? Why does the baby go home with him? Why does he have visitation and you're giving him visitation? Why?
Legally, he is the father. I told him that before I had the baby.
No, legally he does have a legal right to see the child because he signed the birth certificate. So you're here to tell me that because he has that legal right, you're letting him see the child?
They have a bond.
Somehow I don't believe this is based on the law.
They have a bond, Your Honor. But he did step up and he was there. So
I just
let
feel
him
it's unfair for me.
be
Because like she
here.
said, I did step up. You know what I mean? For her to tell me as a man I'm not the father of my daughter, and I stepped up to be the father to my daughter.
I told you that before I had the baby, though. So you have to
Let
ask
him
Your
finish a
Honor.
sentence.
But she tells me this off and on. If you're gonna tell me something, you stick to it. You gotta stick to it. You know what I mean? Don't be on the fence. You know what I mean? Oh, we on good terms now. Come get your daughter. Come. You know what I mean? Oh, I don't like you now. No, can't get her. Stick to one side. Let me know.
I never told you couldn't come get
First
your daughter.
of all, it ain't even between us. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't like you.
Good.
But we got a little girl to grow up with. We got a little girl to raise.
No, we don't.
But that's the attitude.
I don't hate
I ain't gonna lie. I'm not a good boyfriend or whatever, but I'm a great father. I mean, I'm not a good boyfriend. I ain't gonna lie, but I'm a great father. For me to be just like belittled in any way for my daughter is disrespectful.
What's disrespectful is the things that you do, Mr. Moses.
What I do to you?
I asked him not. This girl
But
has
then
threatened me
she-
over Facebook, so I told him,
She
do
started
not
trouble
bring my
with these
daughter
females.
over there.
Hold up, she started trouble with these
All
females.
right,
And he still bring my daughter
listen.
back.
Now we're again off the subject of paternity. See, you all are intent on airing out all your messiness in here. I'm concerned about Lamaya. I'm trying to figure out who's her biological father. She's 1 year now. And as far as we know now, she thinks Mr. Moses is her dad. Is that correct?
Yeah, she called me dad and everything. She knows I'm her dad.
That's the only dad she's ever known?
Yes, Your Honor.
So the stakes are high here because the truth is she will know if this man is now missing from her life. And now this baby is calling you dada and her mother is saying no, that's not.
That hurt.
I can only imagine what that feels like because it's still so new.
Right.
It's just a year.
Seemed like yesterday. My first.
And yeah, you're first.
My first.
I get it. But I also understand your position that if there's a question, better for us to know now.
Then later.
But I have to ask you, Miss Lightle, do you truly believe Mr. Moses is not her biological father? Or is your relationship just at such a negative point, volatile point, that you just don't want him to be?
I just don't want him to be the father, Your Honor. I just don't. I can't deal with this man for the rest of my life, for 18 years. I can't deal with him for another day. I don't even want to be with right here.
Stop.
You know, talking. Like I don't want him to be a father. I just can't do it anymore.
Do you really know who your child's father is?
I slept with both of them around the time I got pregnant, Your Honor.
Okay, so that means you don't. And look, this is why we're here. Just lay it on the line. So you don't know. And at 8 months, you told him that.
Yeah.
But then when he still decided to be there, did the other guy not really want to be there? Why did you let him? You kept saying, well, he stepped up.
The other guy, he stepped back because he stepped up. You know, he didn't know if it was his for sure, and he stepped up, so he took it back.
Oh, sometimes I get a light bulb.
The thing.
No, don't talk. Because I just need to process it because I finally got it. You don't know who the child's father is. The ex doesn't know for certain. You informed Mr. Moses that you didn't know for certain. But because of the confusion, the ex kind of dropped back, but Mr. Moses still came on up and stepped up to the plate.
Yeah.
So you allowed him to be there even though there was confusion and you didn't know.
Yes, Your Honor.
I get it now. Your ex, Mr. Green, is here. I'd like to hear from him. Ron, will you please escort Mr. Green in?
Yes, ma'am. Come on in. Who would go right up the stairs and have...
You look real cool coming down the courtroom, but you know you can't wear no sunglasses in my courtroom now. Thank you, sir. So let me make sure I have an understanding of this. She came and told you, I'm pregnant. Well, you all been dealing with each other. She says you're her ex. But once she told you that, she also admitted openly, point blank, that Mr. Moses also was a potential father. And then she added, but he's stepping up to the plate.
He stepped up to the plate, and I mean, you know, we had intercourse one time, and there's a possibility that she might be mine.
Miss Lightle, have you let Mr. Green into Lamaya's life at all?
I mean, Mr. Green is my friend. We hang out, and when I got the baby, he's around. You know, she's around him. She doesn't know him as daddy.
She doesn't?
No, but he's definitely been around her. You know, I don't really,
So how
I
you
never
don't
really
want
let them bond
me to
because
have my daughter around girls I mess with. Or I'm
I never
friends
really
with.
let them bond because he stepped up to the plate, but he's been around.
So, Mr. Green, when you're around Lamaya and you're with Miss Lightle, is something going on in the back of your mind every time you see her? Like, is this my child? Does she look like me?
Absolutely.
It does.
That's natural.
Ms. Lightle, you're saying you hope Mr. Green is Lamaya's father.
Yes, Your Honor.
Why?
We have a friendship. We have it's just a better environment for my daughter to be raised in because it's not poisonous like our relationship. You know, I don't want my daughter to see me arguing and fighting with her dad all her life.
So when you say, I don't want him to be the father, it really is based upon the nature of your relationship and the way in which you both interact.
Yes.
You just feel like it's toxic.
Yes,
When we good, we good. When we bad, we bad. She making it seem like it be all bad.
it is all bad.
No, she make it bad.
Well, it can't be all bad because you wouldn't have potentially been in this courtroom making this beautiful child. So there's no way it could have always been bad. And if it was always bad, you wouldn't have wanted him around you in the delivery room, definitely not on the birth certificate. You don't want to be bothered with nobody you don't want to be bothered with when you having a baby.
That's why I'm here.
So what I'm saying is, it wasn't always bad. All right, so we know what you're hoping for, Mr. Moses. Right. You're hoping Lamaya is your biological child.
Right.
I think it's time for the results. Ron?
You're on?
Thank you. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Moses Green v. Lightle, pertaining to whether Mr. Moses or Mr. Green is the father of 1-year-old Lamaya Moses, it has been determined by this court the biological father is Mr. Green. You are the father. I'm sorry, Mr. Moses.
I'm okay. I'm just glad we know. You know what I mean? It's a bittersweet feeling for my end. You know, I would have loved to be the biological father of Lamaya, but now I don't got to deal with that.
Right, now
You know, so, you know.
The feeling is mutual.
We sit here day after day and we see very different approaches from possible fathers. Some fathers say, I want hands off until I know the truth. And some men like you step up to the plate, even when there is uncertainty on the table. I commend you for that.
Thank you.
Miss Parker, your relationship is on the verge of ending.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're summoning your boyfriend, Mr. Brown, for paternity test to prove that he is your 6-month-old son, Malachi's father.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Brown, you say you stepped up when Malachi was born, but began to have paternity doubts because of Miss Parker's scandalous behavior.
Yes, Your Honor.
In addition to the paternity test, you've countersued for a lie detector test to prove the extent of her cheating.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Brown, clearly you're in court because you have no trust for Miss Parker. Explain.
Well, when we first started, Your Honor, the relationship was good. We loved each other very much. Then later on, she just started doing things. I remember one time later on in the relationship, I called her. I couldn't get in contact with her. I called her parents. I don't know I called her dad. He was at work. I don't know where she at.
Wait, you had a relationship and it was going well, and then she disappeared?
Yeah, just one day I decided to call, and I was like,
Yeah.
She
Did you
didn't even
disappear,
tell me.
Miss Parker?
Your Honor, I object.
Yeah, right.
Your Honor, I object. I feel like that I need to be free because at the end of the day,
Free? I wasn't doing anything.
What you mean? I be
you
stuck with the
mean?
baby 24/7, honey. Because at the,
Oh, but I have to go to work and do stuff, so I'm supposed to be
you
there
don't go to work.
24/7.
All right,
What job?
Hold on now. I want to understand, Miss Parker. Mr. Brown said you all were in a relationship and it was
Correct.
going well.
Yes, Your
You
Honor.
were happy.
Yes,
Is
Your
that
Honor.
true?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then all of a sudden he says one day he calls you and nobody could find you.
Right.
Did that happen?
I was with my friend. He would not let me have no friends.
I let
Your
you
Honor.
have no friends.
He won't let
oh
me
my
have
God.
no
You crazy.
friends. I cannot even step out my friends to go have a dinner with. It'll be
dinner,
a
really.
girl.
So are you saying you got to a point in the relationship where you felt smothered?
Where I felt like I couldn't go nowhere. Where I felt like I just stuck in the house 24/7. He just want to lay up under me, and I cannot
What?
go anywhere.
Are you serious?
Yes, Your Honor.
No.
Brown, you thought she was out with another man during this time?
I don't know what she was doing. She never told me anything. I call, no answer. I text, no answer. Call people, call parents. No one knows where she
call
at.
who?
I'm not sure where she was.
So
She
you
never
didn't
told
know
me.
where you just didn't know where she was? You wanted to know where.
Just as a precaution, just in case something happened.
Did you trust her at that time?
Yeah. I mean, I trust her, but it's
Yeah.
just.
Your Honor, I feel like
So
he's
if
insecure.
you're in a relationship with somebody and was it a committed relationship?
Yes.
So, Miss Parker, why do you get missing without saying, hey, babe, I'm, over here?
Because I feel like he's insecure because, I feel like he don't...
Insecure about
he
what?
He would not let me go anywhere, Your Honor. I always have to be stuck in the house 24/7.
I didn't say you had to be stuck in the house, but at least you could take care of the baby some of the time.
So wait. So bottom line is, you're in a relationship, it's going well. Then you have a period of time where you feel like you're smothered, you gotta get out, and you get missing, and he doesn't know where you are. But at some point, it comes back together because you get pregnant.
Right. Yes,
Tell
Your
me
Honor.
about that.
Well, Your Honor, I got pregnant around his 25th birthday, and I told him I was pregnant. He didn't believe because it was a $1 pregnancy test. So I went to Grady
$1.
Memorial Hospital, and I confirmed I was pregnant. So I called him on the phone. He had a few minutes to talk. So after we talked about getting married, Your Honor. We talked about having other kids in the future. At the end of the day, I feel like he's insecure. He won't trust me.
Trust you all
Wait, hold on,
the
hold on.
Shoot.
So wait. You find out you're pregnant, you take a test, he says, that's from the dollar store, I want something that I can feel like I can
he
hang
was
my hat
excited
on.
when
So
I
you go
called
to the
him.
hospital, you have a test, it is confirmed you're pregnant.
Correct.
And Mr. Brown, when she told you she was in fact pregnant, after she went to the doctor, were you happy about it?
I was happy.
You were.
Yeah.
At that moment in time, did you think that is my child?
Yes.
Even though you had the period of time where she got missing and you didn't trust her, you felt in that moment, I feel secure, this is my child. Mm-hmm. So now, when did it change? I mean, when did you start having doubts?
She kept, after the baby was born, she kept doing it. She kept leaving.
So you were with her while the baby was born?
I was in the delivery room. when the
Did
baby
you
was born.
sign the birth certificate?
I didn't sign the birth certificate.
Did you have a doubt?
Yes, a 50% doubt.
That's a big one.
Yes.
So you couldn't bring yourself to sign the birth certificate because you knew you had a doubt.
Yes.
What was that doubt based on?
Then the dates, they're not adding up.
You said the dates are not adding up? What about the dates didn't add up?
Well, like she said, she got pregnant during June. The baby was born in January.
Hold on, let me get my calendar. Let me understand this. All right, so when was Malachi born?
He was born January 5th.
January the 5th, all right. So baby born. And take me back, you said, what about this time of this birth didn't add up to you?
I did research, and I found out that full-term pregnancy is between 39 and 40 weeks. And if you got pregnant in June, the baby should have been born probably in February.
So you guys met when?
We met
First,
June 1st.
yes, I found out I was pregnant June 4th on his birthday.
So you met on June the 1st.
Correct.
And you found out you were pregnant on June the 4th?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, but you wasn't doing
So
anything.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
My baby was premature. Because I had heart problems and I have high blood pressure, Your Honor. And I have evidence right here if you want to see, because my baby, he was small.
Will you hand that to me, please?
And you can see as in his weight.
So this evidence is copies of your hospital discharge papers.
Correct, Your Honor.
It
I was
says
born.
that Malachi was born at 1,730 grams, which is 3.8 pounds.
Correct.
So premature indeed. So your testimony is that he was born early.
Yes,
very
Your Honor.
early.
Yes, he was born
Okay,
very
but
early.
that still doesn't matter about the dates because he was born early.
What you mean? Yes, it does. I had high blood pressure and I had heart problems.
Okay, but
Okay,
still,
You understand what it means to be premature, right?
The dates doesn't matter. You're still the
How
father.
the dates don't matter?
What you mean? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
He is talking about now his doubt. He's saying you met on the 1st and you was pregnant on the 4th. Were you intimate
1,
with
2, 3,
any
4.
other men around that time?
Pregnant, yeah.
Yes, Your Honor, but that was at the beginning of May.
Okay, let me go back to my calendar. So in the beginning of May, you had another guy number 2.
Yeah, the guy
That
that
you
came to the
meant
house
to.
while we was together.
You're admitting that in the month,
I told Mr.
the month
Brown.
right before
Correct.
you met Mr. Brown,
Correct.
you were also intimate with
Yes,
another.
I was honest with Mr. Brown from the beginning. I told Mr. Brown that it could possibly be the other man baby. But
Possibly.
unfortunately, Mr.
But it's mine,
Brown,
though, now.
Mr. Brown, I know it's Mr. Brown because he's been there since day one.
You know it's Mr. Brown's baby because you were having sex since
Correct.
the day you met. But isn't it also true, Miss Parker, that if you were intimate with another man around that time, that it could potentially be his baby as well?
See, the court got my back.
No, Your Honor. I feel like it is Mr. Brown baby because look at the resemblance.
What you feel
Right.
and what you know. Two completely different things. You had sex with another man
Right.
the month, right? The previous month, right?
That previous.
And that relationship lasted until you
No,
met Mr. Brown?
It really wasn't lasted. It was on and off. We just I'd probably say like a 3-day. That's it.
3
No more
days?
than 3 days.
And then when you're saying when you met Mr. Brown, you were exclusively with him.
I was exclusively with him. I wasn't with nobody. I ain't cheated on Mr. Brown. I was with Mr. Brown for 1 whole year. And
Yeah,
never
what about the
cheated
days
on
that you was
him.
going out when I told you, no, don't go somewhere?
Okay, but that doesn't mean I was having
Well, how do
intercourse
I
with
know
somebody.
that?
What you mean, how do you know that? You don't know that.
My point exactly. I don't know that.
Whatever.
That's a
But,
I don't know
And
that.
so, Mr. Brown, that's why you're asking for a lie detector test as well, because
Yes.
at this point, you feel like you can't believe anything that comes out of her mouth.
Yes, Your Honor.
I can tell. Ms. Parker, I'm ready to hear from your witness now. Sir, please stand. Step up to the podium. State your name, please, sir.
My name is Larry Parker III. I am her brother.
All right, thank you for joining us today, Mr. Parker. What do you know about this situation?
I know the situation is obvious that he has trust issues, he has insecurity problems. Obviously, a blind man can see that that's his child. I mean, look at the baby, look at him. I mean, it's just crazy. Like, we shouldn't. I don't even know why we're here today.
Yeah, why are you here?
Why are you here? I mean, obviously, you know
He
that's your
got no
baby.
hairline.
My hairline's
got-
straight. Here's like an arrow.
All right,
What you
hold
mean? That don't mean
on.
nothing.
Hold on. Ms. Parker, Mr. Brown.
I mean, obviously, you know that's your baby. It's time to step up, be a man. Damn, I mean, do what you have to do for your child. It's time to do something right.
I am doing what I do for my child.
What do you do? What do you do?
I'm there
You have
all
to
the
buy
time.
something. Buy
I
something.
do buy
Be a man.
stuff.
Be
I
a
do
man.
buy
It's time to
stuff.
step
I'm a
up.
man.
It's time to
What do you
step up,
mean?
Mr. Brown.
Hold on,
There's
Mr.
not leaving
Parker.
It's time to
and
step
leave
up.
them
Parker.
just-
Yes, ma'am.
Besides what you believe is a resemblance between the baby and Mr. Brown, what else do you know about this situation that would add to the testimony previously given by your sister?
She has been with this man since day one. I have never seen her with anybody else. I have
Yeah,
never
because you
seen
don't
her-
be there.
I
You
am
probably-
talking.
you-
I have never
and
seen.
you probably-
I have
I'm
never
still
seen.
going
One at
her-
a time, gentlemen. One
I
at a
have
time.
never seen her with anybody else. I have never seen her act like this. She is in love with this man. She has been thriving and being everywhere with this man. And for him to just put out there, you must be doing something. And it's time for him to just step up and be a man and just say, okay, that's my baby. I'm gonna be a father and I'm gonna do everything for her. It's time to work.
I just bought the baby all over.
Thank you very
What
much,
have you bought?
Mr. Parker. You may be seated. Thank you for
Yes,
your
ma'am.
testimony. So, Ms. Parker, ultimately you're saying that this is pretty much destroying your relationship.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes.
Explain.
Because he's insecure. He always claiming that I'm cheating. I'm always out with
Well, why
another
you always
guy.
running away?
I'm talking. He always claiming
Well,
that
always
I'm
running
with
away.
another guy when I'm not. When I'm with my friends.
But when you run off and then just leave the baby at home with your parents and be gone for a day and just don't tell them where you're going.
So, Mr.
Yeah,
Brown,
kept
you
off.
feel like this entire time you all been in a relationship, she's been entertaining other men as well.
Yes.
Your spidey sense is always on as it relates to her.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Parker, you admit that I do get missing.
Right, I do. But at the end of the day, I be with my friend.
How do I
Always
know that you
claiming
wanted to tell
I'm
me
with
that you
another
was
guy.
friend?
He's insecure. I don't know what he's doing when he's at home. He not taking
But ultimately,
me back.
this is
Oh, I'm
tearing
not
your
taking you
relationship
back.
apart.
Yes, it is.
And it's affecting Malachi's life
Correct.
as well,
Yes, Your Honor.
because Mr. Brown doesn't know for certain whether or not he's the child's father.
Yes, I just want to be a family with him.
I
I
would-
just
I-
want to, I love him. I love him to death. But it's just this insecurity.
If you
and
just tell me
even
where
if-
you're going, then I wouldn't have no
I
reason
always
of
tell
cheating.
him, Your Honor, when I come back.
How come you? Oh, when
I
you
always
come
tell
back,
him.
not when you're going. It's a difference in coming back and going.
No, it's not.
So, Mr.
Going and
Brown,
coming back.
Mr. Brown, I gotta ask you an obvious question. If you haven't been able to trust this woman, you don't know if Malachi is your child, do you really want to be in this relationship or not?
I love her to death. I mean, I love her more than any other girl I ever been with, and I love that baby, like from my heart.
What are you feeling?
I mean, whether he's not or is the father, I feel like I still want to sign the birth certificate because he been there since day one. And, he's the only man, I love. And, I don't want to be with nobody else but him. Malachi, he's the only face he's seen. He ain't seen no other guy. And I don't know, I don't want to interfere with their relationship and their bond.
Are you both ready to have the results now?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Jerome, the envelope, please. Thank you.
Welcome.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Parker versus Brown, pertaining to 6-month-old Malachi Parker, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Brown It has been determined by this court. Mr. Brown, you are not Malachi's father. I'm sorry for you both. I know you wanted a different result. I'm going to give you both a moment to compose yourselves, and then I'm going to meet you in my chambers, and I will give you the results of the lie detector test, okay?
Okay.
Court is adjourned. Mr. Brown, Ms. Parker, I have the results of the lie detector test here. Are you ready for them?
Yeah.
Okay. Ms. Parker, you were asked if during your relationship with Mr. Brown, have you had any type of sexual contact with another man? You said no. The lie detector determined that was the truth. So in fact, her testimony that she had never cheated on you during the relationship was in fact true. Ms. Parker, I have to ask you, do you know who baby Malachi's father is?
Yes.
Ms. McKinney, you are here to prove to your husband that he fathered your 11-month-old daughter, Amira. You testify that his paternity denial is tearing you apart. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Brown, you say there is no way you are Amira's biological father after finding a sex tape of your wife with another man. You now intend to prove he fathered Amira. We'll meet that man in a moment, but first, Ms. McKinney, tell us why this court date is so important to you.
He's denying the fact that that's his daughter, and it's not about looks, it's about DNA. And I'm here today to prove and show that he is the father of Amira Brown.
And I can see that you are really hurting right now. I can see the tears. What are you feeling, Miss McKinney? Oh my goodness, she's just gorgeous. What are you feeling?
I just hope that he's the father of Amira Brown.
Hope that he is.
Yes.
So are you saying that you really don't know, but you truly hope?
Yes.
Okay. That's why we're here. Mr. Brown,
Yes, Your
you do not believe you're Amira's biological father.
No, I do not. Because when she was born, she did not look like me. And I waited, I gave it time to see how she would look, and more every day that I look and take pictures with Amira, she has his face, and it bothers me a lot.
So you feel Amira looks like the man you saw on the sex tape with your wife?
Yes, I do. More and more every day, I see Amira's face and his face, and it bothers me a lot. And not only that, she looks like more than one person than just him. People in his family she looks like.
So how did you find this sex tape?
Well, one day the girls, they like snatching her phone. So they grabbed her phone. Before they could even get into the video, I grabbed it and it pressed play. And I seen the beginning of the video and I didn't see what I liked, so I just disclosed it. I didn't watch the whole video.
The video came up or you went looking to see what was in her phone?
They were scrolling through her pictures, whatever. And before they could even get to it, I grabbed the phone.
Oh, because you knew it was something inappropriate.
Yeah, it didn't look right. It didn't look right. It looked like a video. So, I clicked on it. I didn't like what I seen and I disclosed it.
Miss McKinney, how do you end up with another man doing a sex tape?
I mean, at the time, me and Mr. Brown was off and on.
How did you meet the other man?
I met him on a dating website. We started talking online, and then I finally met him in person, and he came to my house.
So how often were you sexually active with this man?
10 times.
And now, Mr. Brown, you believe this man is the father of Amira?
Yes, Your Honor.
I think we need to meet that man. Jerome, can you please escort our witness into the courtroom?
I'm going to bring you right up to the witness stand. All right.
Thank you for joining us, sir.
Likewise.
State your name for the court.
Jonathan Fowler.
Mr. Fowler, we are here talking about the paternity of beautiful baby Amira. This court has learned that Mr. Brown found a sex tape of his wife and you in her phone.
Okay.
Is that true?
Yes.
What did she tell you about her relationship status when you first met her?
Well, when I first met Miss McKinley, we was talking on the dating site, and the day I met her, Mr. Brown was present, but they wasn't together. But I seen them face to face.
Oh, the day you met her in person?
Yes.
He was there?
Yes.
So how did the sexual relationship start with Miss McKinney?
Me and Miss McKinley been having sex.
It's Miss McKinney.
Oh, Miss McKinley.
You don't even know her last name?
Me and Miss McKinley been having sex the whole 2016.
You say you were in a year-long affair.
I met Miss McKinley the ending of... I met her the ending of 2015 going to 2016.
So, this is my question.
Sure.
What did she say? Who did she say Mr. Brown was?
She never told me. She said that she just got out of a relationship and that they was done.
All right. So you started having unprotected sex with Miss McKinney.
Yes.
And you all had sex all of 2016.
Correct.
When did you find out she was pregnant?
Well, me and Miss McKinney met up, and she told me she was pregnant in June of 2017, summer.
Okay.
Yes.
What did she tell you exactly?
That she's pregnant and she's ready to give birth.
So who did she say the father was?
She didn't tell me
I
nothing.
said it was complicated.
I believe it was complicated because, like I said,
I was back and forth with him and him.
that sex
back
tape
and forth.
was April 9th, and Amira was born April 9th.
Did that math add up?
No.
When were you intimate with your wife, Miss McKinney? When were you intimate with her?
From the year of 2017, I'll say we got back together in April. So yeah, around that time, April and May. And I left in June.
Before they got back together.
Then Amira was born in April of 2018.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, she was.
So at some point, you said you were being intimate with both men, Ms. McKinney, right? You were going back and forth.
In February, the first time I met him.
The only reason why she was born early is because of complications, which her due date was supposed to be April 23rd, 2018.
Okay, so Mr. Brown, can you take me to the point you found out Ms. McKinney was pregnant?
That was in July. When she came back, when I went back to her house and she went to my mom's house, and we took a home pregnancy test. And then in August, we went to the hospital, and that's when she found out she was 5 weeks pregnant.
So you were with her when she found out at the doctor's office?
Yes, I was there. I was present.
And then when you found out, did you say, oh, I'm so excited, or did you say, is this my child?
First, I was like, oh yeah, I'm excited. And then when we went to the hospital back in September, they would say she was 11 weeks pregnant. And then when they told her the due date.
It was 12 weeks.
Yeah, 12 weeks. 12 weeks pregnant, actually. And then they told her the due date, whatever. When we went back again, they was like, April 23rd. And I'm like, April 23rd? Okay, cool. And the whole pregnancy, when she said it was complicated, I just felt like something wasn't right. Just felt something wasn't right.
Ah, so when she told you she was pregnant, did you know she had been intimate with another man?
Yes, I did.
She was informed.
Because you had seen him?
Yes.
Okay. So now take me to the birth. When Amira was born, where were you? Were you there?
I was present.
You were?
Yes, I was, Your Honor.
And did you sign the birth certificate?
No, I did not.
I refused to let him sign it.
Oh.
I said no because Amira didn't look like me. That's why I said no.
That too.
Why did you refuse?
Because since we're married and I get public assistance, they're gonna try to hit him with child support.
But you all were legally married. So why would he have to be on the hook for child support if you're legally married?
I didn't want him to sign a birth certificate.
It is complicated. Mr. Brown, you said you immediately had doubts.
Yeah, when I looked at Amira, I said, hey, when I was born, I was pale. But wait, look at her lip. Why does her lip look so fat? That's not my lip. My lip does not look like that. Oh, no, it does not. So from that time in, I put it in my head, I'm like, wait, okay, if she's not mine, then she gotta be Mr. Jonathan's child, because she started looking more and more like him. And then you had people inboxing her saying, oh, that's not your husband's baby.
Your Honor.
It doesn't look like
Your
him.
Honor.
So, and my family was saying that she looks like me because my deceased father that passed away, they said that Amira has my dad's head shape. But then I started looking at it. I'm like, okay, she has my dad's head shape. She has some of my features. But when Amira smiles without no teeth, she has his face. I see it myself every day. So I know I'm not just going crazy and saying, oh, this is not my child. No.
You have done a full scientific study on this.
I sure have.
And you know, I believe you because I could tell in the beginning of your testimony that it was bothering you. I can see how much it's been weighing on you and how that's what happens. Your mind, every little thing this poor little innocent baby's doing, you're analyzing who she looks like, with teeth, without teeth.
And not only that, she's pregnant with my child now, so it's like,
You said now you're having another baby?
Yeah. I may be the father, right?
No, that's my child.
But let me ask you, could you be the father?
No.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay. So, do you believe you are Amira's father?
No, I do not.
When's the last time you were intimate with Miss McKinney?
2017 of April.
That's a whole year before Amira was born.
Right.
And that's why you're saying I can't be
Right.
her biological. Well, then, Miss McKinney, why, if Mr. Fowler does this math and say, I was with her a whole year before Amira was even born, you were honest at the beginning of your testimony and said, this is why there's an issue. It could be this man or this man. You don't have the same calculation as Mr. Fowler?
No, I believe that Mario Brown's the father of Amira.
So why did you tell Mr. Fowler you were pregnant at all? If this had
I told both of them
ended-
I was pregnant, but he didn't know I was pregnant before he found.
Well, why? I mean, if it's over with him and it's done, why? If you hadn't been with him for an entire year, he's out of the picture. Why tell him you're pregnant?
I have no clue.
You just decided I'm gonna call and tell Mr. Fowler I'm pregnant?
Yes.
There's something you're not saying. So, Mr. Brown, now that you hear the testimony that Mr. Fowler says that it was a year earlier, an entire year, when they broke it off and the relationship was done, does that change your thought, your belief that he is Amira's biological father? He's saying he wasn't even sleeping with Ms. McKinney during the time that Amira would have been conceived. Their relationship was already over.
Yeah, but she looks like him. And it bothers me. But not only that, like I said, she was dealing with him since December 2016, before they even knew he even came in. So I mean, she was sleeping with him.
Okay, so what is your relationship like right now with Amira?
Me? I love Amira. She's a beautiful little girl. I've been taking care of her since she was born. I just want to find out the truth. That's why I'm here today.
Well, there's only one way to get down to the bottom of this. Jerome, I'm ready for the results. Thank you. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of McKinney versus Brown, when it comes to 11-month-old Amira Brown, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Fowler, you are not the father.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
He's not the father, Mr. Brown.
Okay, I was like to say I apologize. I apologize.
I'll accept your apology.
Thank you, Mr. Brown.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
Jerome, I'm ready for the next envelope, please.
What next envelope?
This next envelope. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of McKinney versus Brown, when it comes to 11-month-old Amira Brown, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Brown, you are not the father. you okay? Jerome, help her. Jerome, help her. Jerome will help you up, Miss McKinney, and I want you to sit in the chair.
I want you to come up and sit in the chair.
Someone call the medic, please. Just take a seat, honey, and breathe.
Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath.
It's crazy.
What are you feeling in this moment?
I'm actually shocked. Neither one of us is dead. And I'm just like, wow.
I need to ask you, do you know who her father is?
No.
Well, I need to ask this respectfully. How many other possibilities are there? Do you remember? Gotta be honest with yourself at some point. You can't keep bringing children in the world with lies and paternity issues hanging over their head.